that you definitely want to be in. So hop over to YouTube, open it up. Hell, have them side by side and see the difference, because it is glorious in 4K 60 FPS. And only PGL are doing this. It's only on YouTube because Twitch doesn't allow that level of quality, because why would they, as the #1 streaming platform in the world? So, Tom, we are ready to go with Mirage in just a couple minutes. Now, how are you feeling about HUAT versus Invictus? Because it's been back and forth, and you called 2-0 for HUAT in a joking manner. However, they very nearly delivered.
Well, no matter what, here I'm wrong. So, yeah, might as well just stick with it at this point. Honestly, like, they played very well the last time they played on Mirage, but I can't, like, sit here and try and even lie to myself that I think that they're going to play as well as they did last time. Like, they beat Tyloo, for God's sake. Like, that's not something I can ever expect to happen again. We also saw, like, an incredible performance from Neff, who has been pretty good today. Ronan was average, but there were a lot of very, very close rounds. Splash K also came out of the stocks and had a really good match as well, and they pretty much had everybody online. Now, that's something that HUAT have not had throughout this tournament. Also, I think that was just one of those maps where Tyloo took their foot off the gas, and if we've learned anything from both Invictus and Tyloo, is if they suck in one of the maps, they'll always smash their opponent on the third one. So I'm not feeling great for HUAT here. The problem is, like, Invictus, even though they're definitely making it to playoffs, or almost definitely, they're going to be one of the teams that will probably get through to maybe the semifinals. I honestly just don't understand how. Like, I think if there were any sort of level of structured team facing off against them, I think they'll get destroyed. And realistically, it's just their individual skill that gets them through a lot of these matches. Unfortunately, that's mainly what HUAT have as well, playing as more of a mixed team. Bottle, he's caught a man in a very audacious position, and the second player of Neff now doesn't have any support. Ronan has managed to find one, and so is Spiels, looking to try and get themselves through a pistol round. It's Flying and Viva, the deadly duo, left alive, and Ronan, he's taken the fights versus both of them, and because of that, he's going to fall. It leaves Spiels in a 1-versus-1. He's not been playing fantastically today or throughout this tournament, but this would be one hell of a round to win.
That would a confidence booster for sure. And Viva, well, he's been slow to start in each map. I think that's been the main problem. He's got a nice position towards CT. Now, for Spiels, knowing where this is planted, you're presuming it's either going to be Palace or CT. He goes up on top. He's clearing out Palace, doesn't see the player. Now he knows exactly where to focus up. He's going to fake this. He's going to get Viva to swing wide. It all comes down to this fight. But Viva, well, he's got the escapism. He's got to get away. Got to run into the corner so he can't be chased down. And it's won. It's done. And this is the round for Invictus to start it off. The question is, will Viva survive? Yes, he will. Eventually. It took maybe a couple mags, but they get there in the end.
Well, I didn't want that to happen again. We've already had one 38-second pistol battle.
I don't think anything could be as awkward as that one, I'll be honest. It was just ridiculous.
It's a bit of a weird one. Again, both we see them taking sort of individual duels. Ronan getting right up in the face of his opponents. We are going to have the force spike coming in, and if I've learned anything from Asian Counter-Strike, it's that even if you win the first round, the second one is definitely not guaranteed. Splash K is going to round the corner onto Zhao Sage, and that's a freebie. First kill going their way, and Viva going to trade one back. Splash K hoping for a little bit more, clearly feeling confident. And a re-smoke to give him that one-way angle over the top. I've spotted Viva up on short. Taking this battle is going to be tough, though. And Bottle, he has an AK. Now, the fact that he's alone makes me a bit uncomfortable. But Spiels is there. MP9, smoke in hand. If he throws this smoke, it's actually just going to give away his position. The element of surprise will be gone. But he still manages to get the kill onto Bottle. He is dead, though. They round the corner. Trade's coming back. Ronan hits another one with the Deeg. And, well, they have to cross over to get into... Well, actually, they didn't have to cross over. I thought that maybe the bomb had dropped in that direction. Viva's still fighting. He wants to try and take these faces versus a low HP Deagle. And, well, he's going to connect 3 headshots. Not the smartest way to play it, but he wins the round nonetheless. And Invictus are going to take themselves a 2-0 lead.
It's a round that they really should have had. If anything, probably cleaner. But the upside is, coming into the next, they can build up that bit of extra cash. The question how you approach these kind of rounds is the CT side. There's a lot of debate around what the best thing to do is. I like the firing squad in middle window, though. They've got deagles to play with, the USPs as well. Obviously going to be decent enough when it comes down to supporting it if you've got the numbers to play with. And a boost in towards ladder room, but Bulbasaur's just being dropped. That leaves it into a 2 versus 5. I think Splashka wants to take the deagle, but as he swings, he's dead, leaving just the one of Ronan Baby to do it all. And it's a difficult task. He finds one deagle at least. One more guarantees that they won't be getting a nice comfy position economically, but he can't get it. And I think they'll just save this Mach 10, like as in continue to use it into the next round, which pretty much leaves their economy in a 1-round buffer. So if they lose a round, they can easily get a buy up for the next. I did like the approach, Tom, but I feel like they were a little bit too spread. Like, you've got 3 players in window, one guy pushes down below, one goes underpass. It's all right for the start of the round, but once they took contact on top mid, I expected them to start fully focusing. And yet, as players were challenging in window, there were 2 trying to boost up through ladder room and not engaging at all. It seems like you're just throwing away the numbers advantage, which is the whole thing that you want in a round like that.
Oh, this round's going to be Neff manning the AWP. Going to see some extra utility being expended. A bit further forward to try and take control of middle. Nectar smoked off, and Wally going to be falling onto short. A lot of space already gathered. Now, they have a Mach 10 on Xiaosage. The likelihood is, even though he's the man with the majority of the utility, he's going to be taking a riskier stance in this round. He's in the palace and potentially just going to try and jump out. The timing is not bad for Splashk, but he's only going to get one. Neff has not been dealt with. They tried to just ignore the man in the back lines, and now Bulbasaur's in a prime position. Xiaosage, in fact, was not the distraction. He was the final piece of the puzzle. And unfortunately, that piece didn't fit.
I do wonder, you know, for Invictus, a round like that, it's... hold on. They've gone for a Tech 9 and an Ump. That is a very low investment. A very weak weapons, I suppose, coming out from them. I thought it was they were a little bit more secure. But evidently the damage done was enough, and I suppose without a bomb plant, that's the real kicker, right? So now clean, they get away with it. So when you look at HUAT, this is their chance to get right back up there, to equalize 3-3. But now they're against the rifles. We'll see Invictus look for a very direct approach towards B. Tom, to me, this is a bit of a gamble. In a round like this, I'd rather go for middle control, so you leave your options open. You don't know how they're playing B. You don't know what their hold is or what their rotations are like. And currently, they've got 1 short, 2 B, and 1 rotated through kitchen. They've got a clear read on what's going on. This is so dangerous from Invictus, and they might be punished in a round that matters quite a lot.
They've been sectioned off as well. Bottle, how? How's he managed to walk into the site and get a double opener? This is all going wrong for the CT side. It doesn't seem like they even know that there's still 2 players here, though. One of them should have been spotted, and Bulbasaur... Well, the smoke faded. He falls. Neff has managed to lurk his way through the peek out. And while he now has a chance, he needs to be the star in this match, but unfortunately, things just aren't quite working out for him, trying to dodge and weave around the pillar. It looks like Bottle wants to take the face, and he will, and he'll win it. They had a 4-man stack on that site when the push came in, and they still don't win the round.
It's rare, shall we say, to get that good of a read. I mean, outside of having Mechano Gun as your coach, you're probably not going to be knowing that kind of info every single round. And to then lose it is a real kick in the delicates, because that should be one where you walk away with it cleanly, if anything. And they managed to isolate the fights one at a time, and that's the most depressing part of it. Okay, it was a good smoke execute through, but I mean, to not fall back to a position where you can play off each other, and then to get even less done when you have that second, third and fourth man that weren't spotted. It is upsetting, to say the least. Splash case shut down, shorts open. This is a clear B hit. Again, you've got the stack up there. Oh, why? Why did you do that, Tom? Why? Why would you QQ in that position? It makes no sense.
Oh dear. They've got the stack right again, and this time with the weaker weaponry, it seems to be working out a lot better. ZAI and Flying trying to rectify things. ZAI just runs into the site, and Flying a little bit further behind. HUAT can't do it with a 4-man stack with rifles, but give them the same options with some pistols, and that'll do just fine.
Again, it comes down to the info gathering, Tom. We're not seeing Invictus look for a slow round. Even against a weaker buy, they are coming in and saying, we're going B. And that is what they're doing. There is no room for flexibility in it. And even when they went for mid control, that short pick, it got them excited like Dinko in the morning. They knew what they were doing. They were focused up. They were going straight through for their task. But unfortunately, it was harder than they could have expected. With all those players in position, they just ran straight into the stack, and this is why I want to see them slow it down and take mid control. It's something that I've heard many people, Dinko will definitely tell you, sometimes slower is better in that regard, because you get to just control the pace, get the information, and make the right decisions.
Well, the T's are back to what is some AKs, Mac 10 and a Tech 9. It worked for them last time. We'll see if it works again. They've realized that HUAT have put heavier presence on B in the last few rounds, so the obvious choice is to now try and take a hit into A. But that's the one thing I'm liking about this HUAT CT side. Although it's not necessarily been perfect, they are adapting. They are switching things up. And I don't know if it'll be expected that there'll be a player in this close position. ZAI, he's gone alone. Everybody else was much further behind. They've left him out to dry. Destroyer trying to peek out the palace, and Ronan, he wasn't spotted. He gets away with 2 before eventually being slaughtered. It's now left all onto Destroyer, who is that teammate that never quite makes it out of the palace. And while he's now trying his best to tap away, but he isn't going to find anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, he thought he was Prince Ali, but in the end, he got exposed. They wouldn't let him stay in the palace. It's a shame. Not like the ending of Aladdin. I don't know if you've watched that, but spoiler, it works out well. It's like all the Disney movies.
I can show you.
Well, I'm gonna need that clipped and sent to me, please. Twitch chat. At Mitchman on Twitter. I need that exact voice clip of Tom. I will be installing it as a new ringtone.
Okay.
You think I'm joking?
I don't mind.
Just wait till someone calls me next time I'm around you.
That could be a while with the current circumstances,
True.
I'll hold you to that.
Oh, well, in the current position, yeah, I feel like we're getting a tight, interesting game. Invictus sent a player pushing up through apps. He's being wrecked. I know I said take it slow. I didn't mean kind of go for the same strategy, but one at a time. I meant spread out, get some map control.
Yeah, you walk away, Bottle. You know what you've done. Oh, that's how you do it. See, Flying.
Living up to his name.
The bomb is alone on B in a smoke. And I'm hoping that doesn't continue. They are now, they're together in the smoke. Chance for a trade.
That's cute.
Ooh, Bulbasaur, you got to be careful. They're about to put the pressure on Flying in a good position, but obviously only with the Glock. And they're cleaning this up quite nicely. Bulbasaur does survive on just 1 HP, but it doesn't matter. He survived. That's the main thing. And HUAT are going to take themselves the lead. Obviously, from what we've seen so far, both teams have been better on their CT sides, which, I'll be honest, to me, is incredibly surprising with the rosters that we currently have. But all I can really put it down to is that both teams are not very good at calling decisions. That's what this has to come down to for me. Because I think if you have a lot of strong individuals, if you just make simplistic calls, a lot of the time they're going to get you openers. But it's after plants where I think both these teams have been poor. And also just a lot of the time their general synergy. For HUAT, very much forgivable. This is not a team that have been together for a long, long time. Whereas for Invictus, not so much. Spiels and Neff are going to get the opener. Now, Bulbasaur, it's almost become a trait that he will lose some pretty easy duels. But in this case, it's Zhao Sage who decided to lurk around B with the bomb. Destroyer is going to run through a smoke and get himself a kill. As said, the bomb is currently in the hands of the CT side. So Splashgate is going to rotate to help out Mr. Bulb. And, well, they've got plenty of time. I guess that's what you can say for Invictus. Realistically, this shouldn't be possible. But at the same time, who even knows at this point?
Oh, well, a missed shot by Splashgate makes this a little bit easier for Invictus, but lack of map control really screws them over. His flying just gets caught on the side. Bulbasaur, well, he's been confident today that he's going to pull back and make up for his performance yesterday. This is the player that almost broke the record of 0 for 18 on Dust 2, set by Masuda. He went 0 and 17, but with no flash assists or assists, which was the most impressive part.
I guess that means that we can call, we can make our own 0018 or 0017 as Bob. And it fits with Bean, Bond, and Bill.
So, Masuda didn't go 0018, he went 0118. And had 25 ADR. So he actually had more, when he had no kills, he had more ADR than Bobo did at the end of the game when he had 7 kills.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So it was definitely a worse performance.
Quick push coming in. It's going to be the Tech 9s. They've got to try and clear out Ronan, and they failed. They failed miserably. They get him in the end, but that was a very clean hold. Probably shouldn't have been, I'll be honest. Like, players surviving around that balcony in shadow, it's normally a mystery to me at least, but they weren't able to clear him, and it wasn't much of an investment as said. This is where Invictus are now going to purchase themselves up some wonderful rifles. Got an opportunity here to try and break back. The thing is, though, ZAI have started to build up some pretty hefty amounts of cash. Well, looking like they're going back to... What? Oh, right, there's already a player up there. I was about to say, from his POV, that looked mental. Did Splashgate just try and fake out the sound into Palace? I think he might have done. I think he ran through to then run back so that they don't think that Ronan's even here. The problem is, in the meantime, they've come pushing out. Bottle, well, that's the easiest kill of Splashgate's life. And he's just looking to try and style on them. Now Neff comes in with the cross. Another for Splashgate as well. And, well, Bulbasaur's there to clean things up. Ronan's flank ends up being meaningless. But even still, that looked way too easy for ZAI.
He'd already found a kill. Why was Bottle just running out with his back turned to sight? And it seemed like nobody was looking at him. They knew there was an op there, but they're like, okay, let's find everybody before we start fighting. It's like they thought they were playing Rainbow Six Siege. This was the recon phase. They send out their little drones. They didn't realize they were actually running in with AKs.
Aggression on both sides of the map at the same time. Both AWPers. Ronan playing the re-aggressor, the trader in this case. Destroyer sat in a smoke. No surprises there. And why does Bulbasaur have no support? It's a peculiar play to make. Push coming in. Nice pre-fire. Splashgate eventually gets the trade. He's actually going to stick around. He's going to get more aggressive. This is very, very bold. And he somehow still gets another kill. But ultimately, that should be around going in the opposition's favor. The footsteps are being heard. The window's been taken. Nice shot from Spiels, though. Destroyer's going to go down. Just trying to be the surprise. Ends up surprised. And Spiels going to make his way back into the window. Gonna fake the drop down. Fake it twice, in fact. What an elaborate ruse that's been. And it actually worked? Flying actually fell for that. It doesn't matter. Neff's going to get the kill anyway, and now it's left all on to Viva. He's been one of the better players so far, the only man to hit double digits, and he's looking to go a little bit further. Has a flashbang to expend, leaves his opponent dead to rights, and Viva played that 1v2 perfectly, saving them from what would have been an embarrassing throwaway. Well, HUAT, they've got the money, they've got plenty. In fact, Bulbasaur with 16k at the beginning of this round, but at this point, it more matters about getting those extra rounds on the board.
I would love, I think there's a whole show, instead of commentary, I think there's a whole show idea that we're missing, where round on round, you just get a panel of experts to predict who's going to win the round. And then we just watch them pull their hair out as they watch what they said and made sense completely fall apart. For example, in this round, a double op setup, and they've not found a single kill. Ronan, baby, is now the last alive. 1 versus 5 to win. He takes down Sage. You cannot predict a round like this. This was full frontal aggression. Invictus went across the map. They had a line drawn. They followed that line and took every single kill along the way. In mid, in connector, on short, into apartments. This has just been a disaster of a hold for HUAT. What do you think, though, Tom, of the panel idea? I think it'd be fun. Have a little calm down the bottom. And, like, you'd have Blair on that panel, and he'd be the only one that is like everyone else is, you know, that like little meme of the room on fire and the guy drinking his tea is like, everything's fine. Like everyone else just running around going, what the hell? And he's like, yep, it's all right.
I think he would have to have like, he'd have to be holding a whiskey.
Oh yeah.
Well. Just like swirling it a little bit, like giving it a sniff, and then just being like, oh, this is just another day in Asian Counter-Strike.
Yep. So welcome to my world. He's like the villain in a movie. Just
I've been
like,
expecting you.
Now you know what I've felt all these years. The swirling. And has a little cat on his lap. He's just stroking it.
I've been 2 steps ahead of you the whole time. I knew they were going to push that smoke. They always push that smoke.
He's just stroking the cat on his lap and smiling. Dinko's doing the same. He hasn't got a cat.
And then he, dear Lord. But then he like opens up this little panel, and it was actually the whole time he had an anti-switch that actually just turns on everybody's W keys. Why do they keep forgetting that there's AWPers in this? Oh god. Somehow, is Bottle gonna do it again? We saw him almost win a 1v4 earlier. It was a 1v3 that a 1v4 that he lost to the 1v1. Now 2 kills already. Try and get them an 8-7 half. Which, considering it was 8-4, that wouldn't be a bad situation to come back from. They're looking to try and peek this one together, but what? They missed the shot. Splash K, no! 12 HP. That's all he has, and he's going to nail him this time. Too close for comfort. That's the second time that's happened, but look at that streak of rounds. A pistol win, the conversion, and even an upset in round number 5. And since then, Invictus got just 2 rounds.
It's definitely been upsetting. I think if you're Invictus, you cannot be happy with the scoreline you've walked out of that half. And in fact, the early half served as a lifeline, if anything, as the buy rounds have looked good for HUAT, which is not something I expected to say. And even if I said it, not something I expected to believe. It's, I'm quite impressed with what these guys have been able to do, but I do feel like it's way too much off the back of the likes of Ronan Baby and Neff in most of these games. But then we're seeing Splashkish, Spiels, Bulbasaur. These guys also have potential. I think this team just needs time to really gel. At the moment, they do appear like a mix. And, well, they're just getting wrecked on the run out. But there's the kill to flying that actually gets them the site. Bulbasaur, he's continued forward to take down Bottle. And with that, a 2v3 retake for Invictus Destroyer. He's trying to get it done. His teammate's coming behind. He just needs to distract and buy him a little bit of time. Viva's on his way, but he actually stopped. He completely stopped where he was and didn't push forward.
Oh, the bomb has been planted. Star of ZAI facing off against one of the young talents within this Invictus roster. Hit's been found. Smoke's been picked up. He tries to bait out the shots. Neff's going to face him, and Viva! He must have painted a pretty picture of his head on the wall behind him. ZAI are going to take the second pistol round. It was close, but Invictus can't quite get it through. I honestly think that in this series, we've witnessed more 5v3 losses than any other. Like, it's ridiculous how many times that seems to happen.
I think it's ridiculous how often a lot of things happen, Tom. In all honesty. 10-6, it's a boost for ZAI. They're already in the ground. Oh, they've not spotted him on the boost! Neff, he didn't have the peripheral vision on that one, and they've allowed for flying to just sneak away as well. He was sat over on top of the van, and he's wrecking them with the deagle. It's all down to Neff. He knows what's going on, but it doesn't matter. And ZAI fall victim to exactly what Invictus did. They come into a round like that where you're versus pistols, and they just have a strategy that they're going to stick to, and it's a fast play. And Tom, there's one thing I hate versus pistol buys, and that is fast plays, especially when you don't check all these cheeky little angles like a guy lurking over towards van or boosted up on the site.
I can throw you around.
And then force buy without a plant. Interesting. Very interesting approach.
Oh dear, that's the bomb down. Ronan is going to get one. And Neff, in the meantime, is lurking on A. Might get the kill onto Viva at least. That's something. Only a UMP, so picking it up won't really help him too much. They're going to face him together. 10-8. ZAI not going to get on the board for the next round at least, as they will only have some Glocks. Except maybe Ronan, who seems to buy Deagles in these rounds, even when they don't really have the cash to do so. Yeah, they've basically just thrown away their golden ticket. They had the chance to visit Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. And, yeah, well, I guess they ate it.
They ate the ticket. That's
yeah,
interesting play. Destroyer. Oh, there's the spray. All good. And he's not going to survive, but if they only lose one player, it won't be the end of the world. As you said, you know, that is a man who has accepted his fate. Don't mind me, I plant bomb. I know shoot. Unfortunately, he no plant bomb either.
Yeah, putting your hands up doesn't really work if you have a bomb in them. I surrender. Just don't look at my hands.
Yeah, never really a good play.
Oh, of course, that was just an eco. They actually didn't invest really anything at all into that, so just trying to make sure they have a good buy here. Neff has just like run through every piece of utility, and he's gone down to 22 HP because of it. Interesting play. Not quite sure the benefits of it, but, you know, clearly there's something I'm missing. Let's just say that. Ronan's trying to sneak into the connector. They currently have 1 smoke and 2 flashbangs left. Bulbasaur and Destroyer in a standoff. And Bulbasaur wins the standoff because Destroyer can't sit still. Nice shot from Viva, though. This AWP into play already, and he's styling on them. Ends up getting a 3rd kill, but Bulbasaur's come in from behind. Gotta be okay, maybe Xiao Sage seeing the feet, I would assume. I hope so, otherwise that's suspect. And then Ronan, baby, does the same back to him. Facing off against Flying, and oh, not quite there with the spray control. Flying will convert the round. Again, having one of his rougher matches, but winning them a crucial one. And now, while We can see a bit of investment into pistols for HUAT, but again, it can't be a full buy.
I do feel for HUAT, and it's one small mistake going into that second round, and it cost them everything. The lead that they had, what would have been improved lead as well, and the potential to close this series out. Invictus, they came back and won the previous map. Now they're close to taking the lead. They are up against pistols, but an opening duel traded back, an M4 retrieved. I mean, it's not the worst start for them. A head peek for Splash K, so even the lack of armor doesn't really matter. Why is the bomb going A?
The bomb's going A, and that's the you don't have A, Bulbasaur. Oh.
Why are they not moving faster through CT? Oh my god.
Why? You had B. This isn't the. You guys go A, I go.
That was stupid. That was just straight up stupid. That makes literally no sense. You just safe rotate through T-spawn. They've lost the round now because of it. That was a one round. It was a 3 versus 2. It was an easy bomb plant. It's just ridiculous. Whoever's called that needs to get their head examined. Call a pause right now and just shout at them. What a joke.
Everything up until that point went so well. Like, it just... Like, I kind of understand the logic of... You would have thought everyone's rotated at that point. Like, that's the reasoning behind it. But you had B control completely. So it's not even like you needed to take that gamble. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, Viva. I needed to land that shot, that's for sure. And... What? Why?
The CTs push them one by one. Hurrah. Hurrah. Destroyer is dead as well. Hurrah. Hurrah. And Neff's going underpass again, and it looks like he might be finding himself an ace in this one. Flying the player looking to stop him, and he can't. Neff aces the round. HUAT, well, they've pulled back into that one. Obviously upset at their absolutely atrocious decision making.
Imagine acing the round without having to leave mid.
Yeah.
That's what we've just witnessed. The furthest he went was connector.
It's just silly.
This is the furthest point. The stairs. He never made it to the site, and he got an ace, and it wasn't an eco. I can't. This is stressing me out now. Those are 2 of the worst rounds back to back I've ever seen.
Yeah. Brain dead from HUAT, brain dead from Invictus. And now we've got the CT side just on pistols. Got a scout. Nothing really going their way. A kill here or there. It's a 2v3. Okay, low HP on Splash Kid. It's doable with the bomb down in the open. That's the main thing, but the peek up on top of the stairs screws them. They know where flying is. They heard him spraying away. They know there was 2 players here. They've got him boxed in. Yeah, good read by him on the positions they were holding, but it doesn't matter. HUAT retake the lead, 12-11.
I'm gonna start a new campaign. So we had the save Urcast campaign. We get the save Neff campaign. It's like he's a decent Counter-Strike player. Ronan's got decent aim. And the rest. It's actually going to be another pistol round. And flying... Okay. He's dead. That's the bomb as well, so that could have been a hugely impactful kill if he'd found it. Bottle has managed to deny for quite a long time. It's allowed for a bit of a rotation. Stop fighting this! You have the bomb! Why does he not just push the site? He's now made it's the same situation again, where Bulbasaur's put them in a spot where they can genuinely lose this round because he's taking battles in positions he doesn't need to. This is now a position where Viva's managed to retrieve himself a rifle. Neff's had to save the day again and give them a path onto the site, but he's hesitated. And rather than jumping into the window, he changed his mind and went for the battle and connector instead. Oh my god, I can't be loving this. I can't be bothered. He's the worst player. He is the worst player in this whole league.
I'm really enjoying...
He's thrown 2 rounds. He's actually thrown 2 rounds.
I'm really enjoying watching Tom just lose his mind.
Check him. Check this man. See if there's money going into his accounts. Because this is a joke.
Well, Tom, I have to say, myself and Blau were wondering, at what point were you going to completely lose your mind? You know, you're the new guy in. We all suffered through Pal Summer. We all saw this happen. And you thought we were joking. You thought we were messing around. Well, this is what we're here for. I don't think it's anything malicious. I think some of these players are genuinely just...
I just don't
unaware
get it. That's
of how
all it
Counter-Strike
is.
works.
They would have won this game by now. If in the decisions he made in the last few rounds, like if he just didn't do them. I don't get it.
I would love to have a little series where we sit down with some players and just go through their plays and say, please, like genuinely, please explain what you're doing.
Like he could have got the bomb down on B, then he goes to go window, and I don't know if he missed a jump or what, but he changes his mind going window and delays enough time that Viva comes in through short. Like, he lost that round in 2 different positions. It's mental. And then they've won the next one straight back. I think there should be a rule within this team where Bulbasaur's not allowed to have the bomb. Like, just, he's not allowed to have it. Because otherwise, like, the plays he's making, if you remove the bomb, they're not great, but they're not awful. But there have now been 2 individual rounds where he's made a decision while holding the bomb that has lost them the round. And that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable from a professional team. That's just unacceptable, definitely from a team at a $100,000 tournament. The worst thing is they're winning. Like, they're winning versus Invictus, who should be easily winning the series. HUAT haven't won a series yet. They are 0-7, and they are literally throwing away rounds, and they are still in the lead. It's unreal. They're going to push into a stack here. Every player, Spiels, has got the opener. There's still 2 players, one in Ninja. Destroyer's going to get 2 kills. He's still in this corner. Eventually going to clear him out. Invictus, not a bad idea.
Good execution.
I think I'm going to need therapy.
I think Blad feels he's been doing this for years. But no, I've come up with a better idea, Tom, for the show, right? We get a panel of experts, and what they do is they have a slider in front of them, and
do you know what I want? I want Orca to do a breakdown video of the 2 rounds that Bulbasaur lost. Because Hawker is probably the calmest person I've ever met. Like, he starts off his videos by saying, like, oi, oi, Savaloy or something.
I don't remember. It's your boy, Hawker.
That's it. Oi, oi, it's your boy. Like...
Savaloy.
Oi, oi, Savaloy. That's like a... It's a type of sausage.
Alright, okay. That was a British thing.
Yeah.
But no, my idea, right? You have this panel of experts. They're watching the game. They've got a slider in front of them. And as the round goes on, it's not the map, it's just round by round. They have to use the slider to show the percentage they think that a team will win. So it's like a tug-of-war thing, right? And so they put it over in one favor because I want to see them like going left, right, non-stopping around. Be like, well, they have to win now. Oh no, never mind. They have to. No, never mind. They have to win.
Do you know what I want?
And then I want Blair to just be sat there on 50-50, and he's just like, I don't fucking know, lads. Like, it's impossible. Like, there's no way to judge this. But Blair, it's a 1v5. No, I'm not falling for that. No. But Blair, he's got 1 HP. No, I don't care. I don't care. 50-50.
I would also like next to that, like one of those meters that like, you know, does pressure where it goes like red at the end. And that's the anger meter. And when it gets to the end, it just starts steaming like.
Well, no, what you do is you get them blood pressure monitors as well. And it's just like after the second round, everyone's on max. It's like.
Well, here we go. They've run through a Molotov. They've got an entry kill, Destroyer. He's still holding the line. Bulbasaur wasn't prepared for him. And Invictus are bringing this back. Nevs have got 32 kills at this point.
I know what's happened there, Tom. There was an issue with if we swap to the T side for a second, if we just look at them, you'll see a lot of them have got schmogs on. So when I was in Egypt, this happened a lot. We were going on quad bikes through the desert, and the schmog, sometimes the top of it, if you haven't tied it tight enough, it falls down and it'll block your vision. I reckon that's what's happened to them there. Because no one looked at Destroyer. Maybe
they're like wearing their face masks for obvious reasons. You don't want to catch anything. That would be silly. And they're wearing glasses and they breathed and it steamed them up.
True.
Either way, Neff is... Okay, like we've been joking a lot in this match. Neff has been unreal. Like he's on his 33rd kill. And I imagine a lot of them, I'm sure Blair will probably have this stat at the end because he loves his entry frag stats. I imagine a lot of them are entry frags. Like, he deserves the win. He's the only person in this server that deserves the win. Because he has been great. I genuinely hope he finds a better team. I like him a lot. And, yeah, he deserves the victory here. He definitely deserves one in this tournament with the way he's been playing. I don't think it's fair. I think, to an extent, Ronan deserves a win in this tournament as well. After losing a map with 38 kills, I would say he deserves a win. And they are now 15-14. They need just one round to get us out of this hellhole.
Can I just point out that the strategy they went for, the one player they lost, was Spiels and Bulbasaur went for trades on short. Yeah, and the strategy was genuinely that Spiels went, I'm going to jump through this smoke, and you run through and trade me. And it worked out. And that was seconds away from disaster. I don't know if you've ever seen that TV show, but it could have appeared on that for sure. Luckily,
that's what I would call this map.
That's what I call this region.
15-14. It is an A setup. Now, Destroyer is in the same place as last time. In theory, they should know he's here. That is in theory. Smoke's going to be falling. He's going to be hiding within one. It helps him avoid the Molotov, and he's going to get the opener. Looking for a little bit more, but Splashk has found the trade. Sage is already on the flank. They're taking too long. They're not going to realize that he's here. He should get a multi-frag. Oh, it's a bit dicey. It does so much damage, but they're still standing, and it's left on to Viva. They've won a series. ZAI have managed to get some points. It is a miracle. And the match is over. Oh, even better. Oh, I can feel my heart rate slowing down a little bit.
Oh. They did it.